It's my new favorite version of that song. It's short, it's sweet, it's to the point. I think it's a proper homage to one Joan Jett, the Poundcake version. Joan Jett at that big show last night at First Energy Stadium. We were still on the air when the gates were open and people were playing. Joan Jett was playing around 4 o'clock, I think. Alan, the best part by far, somebody who worked the show, CeCe DeVille, Poison. Did Eddie Van Halen's Eruption. I heard Stansbury talking about this on his show. He said that CeCe DeVille has got to be a crazy, underrated guitarist. And I was talking to Corey Roddick this morning because I think they both went. And, of course, that's like Christmas for Corey Roddick, right?
That's bigger than Christmas.
Yeah, so I was talking to him this morning, and Corey Roddick has such an unbridled enthusiasm and love for all that stuff. It's like it's you know, if I had anything beating in my chest, it would be infectious, you know. But, of course, they had a great time and a pretty good turnout, I guess. Of course, I was giving away tickets for that all, up to that show, and in big, bold letters, it would say, hey, Def Leppard is the headliner, so make sure you let people know that. Def Leppard's the headliner. And probably a note that came from the promoter, so make sure you let people know Def Leppard's the headliner. Of course, Motley Crue goes on last night, so...
cool.
Yeah! Everybody keeping an eye on what's going on. This feedback here with Poundcake at home is going to drive me nuts.
Yeah, I thought we had it taken care of, but it wasn't what I thought it was, so...
It never is it?
Yeah.
Things are never what we think they are.
Right.
It's true.
But what are you going to do?
I had a scoop of what I thought was raspberry sorbet last night. Was I wrong?
What sriracha shortage?
Come on.
Well, don't leave us hanging. What did it end up being?
Baby parts.
Oh, my goodness.
Planned Parenthood, they made it all into a nice, it's packaged like ice cream, but that's how the lizard people buy it.
I was wondering why you looked younger today.
Yeah, right?
Is my skin glowing?
You've got a rosy glow. Yeah.
It's all the nutrition from the fetus.
Oh, man, that sounds good.
You're welcome.
Sorbet.
The fetus sorbet.
Sorbaby is what they
Yes,
call it. That's
sorbaby.
really, that's the, yeah.
I was right there.
Right there.
It really was. It's a la Meryl in Death Becomes Her. You look fantastic. Just,
I know, I'm just
all that scaffolding.
Preparing for my shows at the Funny Stop.
Oh, yeah,
tonight
you've
and
got
tomorrow.
the wispy hair tonight. You've got a half bun and then you've got a half wispies. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I just want to look my best for the people of Cuyahoga Falls and those traveling outside of Cuyahoga Falls. So come on out.
What time are those shows tonight?
7:20 and 9:20.
What weird times for shows?
I don't question things that Pete does.
Somebody emailed me. I don't know if they CC'd you on this. Somebody emailed me midweek and said, hey, I had a conference in Cuyahoga Falls, and check it out. And they sent me a big photo of the Funny Stop marquee. Mm-hmm. It says WMMS Mary Santora. You saw it. You know.
Yeah.
I'm like, why is every other letter a different color on Pete's marquee? Like, half the letters are orange, the other ones are white. You can't.
Also, the first marquee.
Ever. The only one.
But, I mean, there's got to be a way to... Could we buy him new marquee letters or
probably
something?
could.
I mean,
Not
I'm just
the
saying.
Funny Stop aesthetic.
It's not?
No.
So that's part of its charm, is what you're saying?
The M is a
Absolutely.
W turned upside down.
But it's
those
also
are
orange.
reversible.
The S is actually a 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not?
All right. Because he's not running a Rex roast beef in 1982. I mean, he's running a professional organization. He's running a place that's supposed to, you don't want to undo your marketing. That's the first line of defense, is what people see on the marquee. And when every other letter is a different color...
It's attention grabbing.
Yeah, they're like, wait a minute, I must stop and read this. I wonder what the inside looks like. This
Right.
is the promo.
Hey, have you been there since
They've done a lot of remodeling. It looks really good.
That, you got to give credit to Nadal. That's Pete's lovely wife. She painted everything and remodeled everything inside, so it looks much nicer than it used to.
Well, he had her painting.
And making hummus.
Yeah,
Up there in
best hummus.
All right.
It's the best hummus.
What constitutes bad hummus? Because I don't know that I've had bad hummus.
it's kind of like pizza where it's all just, fine. But like when I feel like there's not really bad hummus, but there's really good hummus.
Okay.
I think it more goes that way. And she makes
So
it
you
like,
go, this is above average.
Yes.
Everything else is average.
Yes.
This is above average.
like fine hummus is whatever you get at the grocery store. Just, okay, this hummus is fine. But when it's part of their culture and they've been making it their entire life,
Yeah.
you're like, damn, this is like the best hummus I've ever
You've
had.
never had any bad hummus?
Not
No,
really.
I don't know that I have. I mean,
I definitely have.
well, do you like, how did you quantify bad hummus?
I don't know if it was like out too long or
It's warm.
Out too long.
I don't know. It just the ingredients weren't fresh and you can like taste it. It tasted almost like
It had
stale.
turned, basically.
Oh, no. Turned to hummus. Well, anyway. All right. Well, congratulations to them. I hadn't gotten down there, obviously, but the person who sent me that photo of the marquee, I was like, if I were Mary, I would want all of my information to be in bright, blazing, easily legible. Maybe we'll get him some new letters.
Listen, my name was spelled right. That's where
true.
we're starting with the basics here.
Yeah.
The first time I headlined there was Mary Santora, Snatora.
I like Mary Santora.
Mary
Snatora.
Santora. So,
Oh, God.
step in the right direction.
That's funny.
Listen, the Flyers have gotten a lot better, though.
Yes, for sure.
The Flyers look good.
Actually, the first co-headlining night that I had was with another comic, Brian Kenny. He's an Alan Cox Show comedy
Sure,
tour alum,
yeah.
very funny. And Pete just took a picture of me off of the internet and then put a small square picture of Brian in the middle of my chest. No letters, no words.
Yep.
It was just like almost like a Russian nesting doll.
Yep. Like your Coado from Total Recall or
Right.
something. Yeah. All right.
So things are moving in the right direction down there. And if you haven't been in a while, you should definitely come out this weekend. We got, like I said, 2 shows tonight, 2 shows
I
tomorrow.
got to get down there.
Come on out.
I've been in Cleveland a dozen years, and I've never gone to the Funny Stop. I've never performed
Bill
there.
both play there
I've never,
every year.
I know.
like twice a year. But, yeah.
It's a long way to go.
It is, but it's nice. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's a good time. But it's a haul from where you're at. But yeah.
My boyfriend asked me, he's like, aren't you out of town this weekend? I was like, I mean, kind of, because it's like an hour.
You're going to sleep in your bed, but you're
Right.
not going to see him.
You're not going to see me all weekend because I have to leave super early and I won't get home until 1 a.m. after, merch lines and all that kind of stuff. By the time
Mary,
you
does your
drive,
boyfriend ever like get confused about your schedule?
He has no idea what's happening ever. And
You're
I have
always on
tried,
tour.
I'm always doing something, and I've tried 1,000 times to convince him to let me put up a calendar so that way I
should.
can write out everything, and he doesn't want anything to do with it. I like a dry erase board calendar so I can see 1 month at a time everything that I've got going on.
So we have in our
Or
kitchen.
his cell phone.
He doesn't like it. He's got
It
an
doesn't
old,
match
he's-
his aesthetic of live, laugh, love.
No, it doesn't at
But
all.
it
I'm
would
not even
make
kidding
sense,
that that's
'cause
legitimately what it is he doesn't like the way that it looks.
You could put it in there. Tonight I'm living.
Yeah.
Tomorrow I'm laughing.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
And then Monday we get to love. It's a date night.
On days that I'm free, we get to love. So
He doesn't want any. He thinks it looks too shabby. He's not
He
into the
thinks it
shabby
looks
shit.
like he thinks it looks like a dorm room.
I see.
That
just
it doesn't
that
look
one
professional.
piece. Oh, why does he
Not
want his?
professional, but it doesn't look like it doesn't tie in with the farmhouse.
Doesn't look homey.
Really?
crap that we
I would
have.
think handwritten stuff would absolutely tie in with the lived-in
not
farmhouse
with
vibe.
marker and
Yeah.
Because we've got one of those in our kitchen because my daughter's always doing something.
That's what I was
Gwen's
like,
always
dude,
got
we need
something.
one of
Yeah, I have
these.
one.
I mean, I put everything in my life in my phone calendar, but when I can look on the wall in the kitchen at
helps.
home, it helps.
Well, the other thing is that he doesn't like anything on the front of the fridge. Very weird. He's got weird things. So all
Listen,
of
if I have my druthers, and I don't know where they are, but I would be the same way.
well,
they're probably
he,
on the front
But
of
our
the
fridge
bridge,
is covered.
Front of
well,
the bridge.
I want to hang
Fridge.
things on the front of the fridge, but he puts them on the sides and then gets upset that we're out of room on the sides of the fridge. And I'm like, well, we could put it on the front. We're not hillbillies. I'm like, hanging a picture that your daughter drew
You're like,
is
speak
not
for yourself.
a hillbilly thing.
Wow.
Boy,
Okay.
you two are great freaks.
He's got very. I thought I was fastidious.
He is very.
He's got.
Yes.
Of course, he is also in the beginning stages of the cohabitation.
Yeah, but it's only been
I've been
3
living with
months.
my wife for a long time. Right?
I'm sure we'll get a calendar at some point. Like this
Mm-hmm.
week has been one of the busiest weeks I've had all year, and we have barely communicated. Like we'll shoot texts back and forth every now and then, but we haven't seen each other. He has no idea where I've been. I'm just like, hey, headed here. Talk to you later. Love you. And then like I'll see him tomorrow afternoon is the next time
You
I'll
have a
actually
Snapchat?
see him. No, I don't think so.
Have a
I was
what?
gonna say he could find you on the little calendar. All those little snoops do that.
Oh, Snapchat. They have your location.
A little map, yeah.
I don't like that.
I
That
don't
is
think
so
her
creepy.
boyfriend's on Snapchat.
No.
I'm not getting the Snapchat vibe. But first of all, A, didn't know Snapchat was still a thing. B, don't get that Snapchat vibe off of him. Off everything you've said.
He has consumer
Find My
cellular. He has the old man Target
That
cell phone.
is just frugal. Just frugal.
$60 a month.
What about a chalkboard? So he could always be sniffing up chalk dust. That could
Yeah.
always be on the floor.
That's nice.
Nice and messy. You happen
He
to
would
drag
love
your hand
that.
through it. Oh,
Gets on your
man.
clothes.
Yeah.
That would be perfect.
That's right.
Wouldn't affect our relationship at all.
Has he ever considered going on tour with you?
He has a kid.
And a job.
Bring
Yeah,
her on
and
tour
a
too.
job.
It's like a family thing.
We only get her on weekends, so we would take all of her weekends and have her stay in hotel rooms. That's not. She can't
Not
come to
always,
the
but,
club.
like, you could do a couple dates.
I mean,
That doesn't
like
sound fun
RV.
for anybody.
that's not fun for a child. And you got to think too, Cody. Comedy as a significant other is fun for like 1 or 2 shows. If you had to come with me out of town while I had 5 shows in a weekend, like you're spending most of your time alone. Like we could hang out during the day, but then I'm gone from 6 p.m. until 1 in the morning. So it's like, hey,
Go to your
I
club
hope
and heckle you.
No, but what I'm saying is then he has to watch the same show 5 times.
I remember seeing comics, and their girlfriend would be with them.
Mm-hmm.
Or there weren't, when I got started, there weren't that many female comedians in Chicago. It was mostly an improv town. But I remember seeing, I was a few years in, and I would see comics whose significant other was with them. And I'd be like, you haven't been doing this for very long, have you?
You guys haven't been dating.
And they go, no. I go, because she'll stop coming to these. Because you end up seeing not only their act over and over again, but kind of the same group of comics, because everybody's in the same kind of bloodstream.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, that's going to end.
Yeah.
She's going to get real tired of that
Well,
real quick.
I told him when we first started dating, I also don't, and Bill can attest to this, I don't like bringing guys around comics. It's not fun for me.
Right.
I feel like nobody's getting along and everyone's judging each other. And
baggage.
I don't like it. So when he and I first started dating, I was like, hey, comedy's kind of my thing. This is what I do. I would prefer if you only came to shows that I invited you to. Like, if
Stay the F out of my world.
I kind of do the opposite where girls would be like, I'd be like, I got a show tonight, and they're like, well, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like, well, you're invited to every show that I do, just so you know. But I'm not, it's not a date. I'm there to work. I'm not going to sit there and babysit you. And I had some girls that I dated that were great, and they would get along with comics and
hang
it
out.
was fine. And then some that would just like sit off to the side and be like, it's awkward. I'm like, then don't go. You don't have to go.
I don't want to have to worry about
I know
them,
you
which
love
is why
watching
I'm
me
like,
because I'm incredible, and it turns you on when you see me making all these people
Do
laugh.
you ever worry about
And-
other comics stealing your chick?
No, they just get when I'm done.
I wasn't either until Nick DiPaolo showed up. He stole my girlfriend.
I've never had one steal one, but I've definitely.
Yeah, he took her.
Amongst the comedy community, there's plenty of overlap, but that's with anything.
There's also a difference me bringing a guy around and you bringing a girl around. People are going to be sweeter to the girl
Yeah.
than they would be to the guy. Because male comics, all comics are very cliquey. And this is like a new dude that I have watched my friends be mean to my boyfriends in the past, where I'm like, this isn't worth it until we're established.
Why be mean?
Not be mean, but be rude, be like dismissive. Like,
Oh, yeah.
if he tried to come in and crack it.
Because you're not one of us.
Exactly.
I see.
So until it's like an established thing and we've been dating for a while, then I'm like, all right, now you can come around whenever you want. But until we get to that point, just stay out of it. Like, I don't need to be introducing boys to my male friends all the time because they're not good with it.
Listen, I'm going to need you to submit your writing packet, okay? And then I'll pass it around to the other guys.
What are your
and
avails?
If and if they're okay with it, then we'll move on to step 2. It's like any appearance. Why aren't you talking to me? Because I'm at
can't.
work.
Yes.
Because I'm working. I know we're in a club, but I'm working.
You can bring a friend and you two can have a great night.
That's actually kind of the best
It's
way to
perfect.
do it. Yeah.
It's literally perfect. The first time
have someone there to lean on besides me.
The first time my boyfriend saw me headline Hilarities, he walked in by himself and I said, guess what? You're sitting with my mom and my sister. Have fun. And we'd been dating like 2 months. So I was like, congratulations, you get to meet the family.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Did your old comedian friends like your old fiance?
No. Nobody liked
They
him.
didn't?
And nobody told me.
Mary didn't even like him.
We
You didn't tell me while it was happening. Did you? I was very drunk.
How come we say anything?
Also,
And
you weren't
tell
around.
it. Yeah, I also wasn't doing comedy when I was with
You
him.
weren't doing very much comedy.
Let me give you some money here. It's $1,000. It's your first of 4 chances this afternoon. Last 4 this week, by the way, to go fuel yourself. So listen closely. I hope you win. Good luck.
The Buzzard wants you to go fuel yourself and score $1,000. Enter the nationwide keyword bonus at WMMS.com. That's bonus. Enter it now at WMMS.com. And good luck from Buzzard Radio.
You know, some people are pointing out that your boyfriend is going to have to get used to the things that go along with dating a movie star. And inherently, it's going to be hard when Mayor goes Hollywood.
Listen, Hollywood Mayor, I like to think I'd stick to my roots and never change.
Especially since you just moved back to them.
Ugh. But I can't make any promises.
I know.
Will I replace my driveway with a red carpet? I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen.
Driveway with a red carpet.
So that way every day when I walk up
It's a premiere.
to my Kia,
Yeah.
I can feel like I'm back on
Under my
set.
feet. Oh, I'm going to need Klieg lights instead of that Ring camera at the front door. Alan, hanging things on the fridge is absolutely some hillbilly shrimp. Our fridge is covered, so I don't
think
know
it's just
what.
little kids.
I think it's also
Yeah.
just some people do and some people like. I'm not a hang things on the fridge, but I also like if someone sends me a Christmas card, I go thank you, and then straight to the garbage.
Right.
Because it's
Well,
like
there's a
why
difference. If you have
don't do it
coupons and
anymore.
stuff
I
on
don't
there.
want the stuff anymore.
Right.
Yeah,
Just send me a text.
I say that all the time to my family. I'm like, Brian is working his hardest to take the hillbilly out of me, and apparently there's things I didn't even know were trashy. So whatever. But yeah,
Mary, do you have coupons on your fridge?
we don't have coupons on our fridge. We have a little
Envelope.
Drawer?
not an envelope. It's like a cute little wooden thing that he found somewhere, like a accent piece that we put our coupons and our
Wow.
post-it notes.
This
in.
guy makes me
surprised that
sound
you
like
have coupons
Rambo
in
with
there.
all my affectations. Wow. I thought I was neat and
Oh my
organized.
God. So we do plan on having a housewarming party at some point, but he doesn't want to have anybody in the house until it's literally completely perfectly done.
So never.
So never.
All those people, it's going to make the house too warm.
Right.
Well, when it happens, we're playing pin the tail on the refrigerator.
Just put so many
Yeah, we're just
things
gonna put so
everywhere.
many things on the refrigerator.
So now we're like in the process of getting a deck built. So I said, okay, we've been wanting to have this housewarming party for months. Once we have our deck next year, can we finally have a housewarming party? And he's like, thinking about having people over next year gives him anxiety. Like,
Why?
he just is not an entertainer. He's not a host. His house is very like, I come home after work and this is where I relax.
I know.
And it's quiet and
You have to let your woman, and my wife knows this, you have to let your woman scoop some things out of you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not an entertainer either, right? But I've learned over the years to try to be that person when my wife wants to, because she's extraordinarily social.
That's
and
how I am.
She's a great hostess, and she's blah, 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 and all this stuff, right? So I just kind of came around to, well, tell me how I can help.
yeah.
And then I'll point me where you want me to be, and then whatever.
I had my nieces over the other day, and I was like, hey, Lane's dropping off the girls for like an hour. She's got to go do something. No big deal. He wasn't even home. And he's like, those dirty kids in my house. And he's joking, but then he comes home.
But is he, though?
I know,
But
right?
is he?
Rugrats.
He's not.
The little one, Bella, the youngest one, she's a little dirty snipe, and she steals. She'll like take toys, like take Blake's
Klepto.
toys. Yeah, and he went into the playroom after they left, and he's like, what'd the little one take this time? He's like looking around, but he's mostly joking.
At least you know where to
but-
find her.
Right, yeah.
You know,
yeah,
she's not going to
going
drive
there.
to another state or anything.
He's just a very particular dude. He wants the house to have a certain aesthetic, and that's just the
Here's
way
my
that it
question.
is.
And yeah, you do those things for yourself, but also, like, you ostensibly have an aesthetic because you're going to have people over.
Dude, we've had this talk.
Like single dudes, when I had my apartment when I was a single guy, it was solely because if someone was over, it would look nice.
Yeah.
Right? Now, I'm a neat, kind of very tidy person anyway, but it's like if you have a look, it's because you're hopefully going to have a revolving door of chicks over. I know that's not the situation with you guys, but
Well, I tell him that every time we buy a new trinket, or like we got this box full of fake succulents, like those kinds of things where I'm like, it does look very cute. The house is put together, everything matches, it looks like a page out of Better Home and Gardens. What is the point if I'm not allowed to have people over, or if you don't like
Because he's doing it
hosting
for
people?
himself.
And that's exactly what he says. He's like, I like the way that it looks. And I'm like, okay, And I don't want to say I'm not allowed to have people over, but like he is not a let's throw a party here
Sure.
kind
Don't
of a person.
touch the fake succulents when
Leave 'em-
people come over.
they're in a glass
That's why
case.
we don't have real succulents. All right.
Just a particular dude.
Okay.
So no, Cody, he never knows my schedule because I'm not allowed to hang it up anywhere.
He does know when Petites drops the new fake succulents.
Can you guys do like a shared calendar on like Google or something?
He has nothing on his phone. He has a basic, the most
Does he have a laptop?
basic phone he does, but he never checks it. Like unless he knows he's getting an
I thought
email
I was
about
the
something.
minimalist. Damn.
Yeah, unless he knows he's getting an email about something, he won't even open his laptop for weeks at a time.
Okay.
There's no point in trying to get this guy to advance technologically. It's not going to happen.
Well, then we won't.
All
He's
right.
just going to have to guess.
Fine.
What about another
movie
place
shoot
of
I'm
the
on?
house? Could you put the calendar? Is there a place like in the office or something?
There is no office. There's a drum room, but
drum
that's
room.
his drum room. That doesn't need my calendar in it.
Could you just have a calendar that goes in a drawer?
Well,
And
you
then
know
he
what I
takes it out and
suggested?
goes, "Okay, I see where you are." Fold it back up, put it in the drawer, out of sight, not messing up the aesthetic. He knows where you are.
There is the way that the door opens into the bedroom. Obviously, there's a wall behind the door that
Obviously.
would never get seen. That if the door is open, you can't see it. I said, "Can I hang my calendar here?" Because then it's out of the way. It's not messing with any flow. But you could easily just scoot the door, see what's going on, scoot the door.
Use a dry erase marker to fill out your calendar on the front of his kick drum head.
Yes, there you go.
Then when you walk in, you'll know what you've got to do. And, honey, let me consult the bass drum in the drum room. And then let me break here. If you are listening on the iHeartRadio app, you can always leave us messages there with the talkback button. You can text if you like 35192.